We are talking about surviving the narcissist, and let's focus on relearning kindness, how to be your own safe space. I am Sulipan, your personal transformation coach. When you have been in a long-term abusive relationship, specifically we're talking about a narcissistic relationship, you eventually will end up with self-abuse through your inner critic, the words you speak to yourself quietly in your mind. It was your way of surviving. It was easier to keep quiet, to fix things before it might even go wrong, because that way you survived. That way you had some peace in your life. And that became far more important than recognizing how you are breaking yourself down. The narcissist depended on you to be that self-critic, to fix things for them, because narcissists are very famously creating the storm and then will cry when it rains. Life around a narcissist can be very chaotic because you are constantly on an unsafe footing, insecure. You are not steady where you are going because life constantly changes around them. And so for you to have peace, it was much easier to talk to yourself and see where you are doing things wrong, just so that there won't be outbursts or anything like that. So let's look at a few pointers for you as you move towards your kindness again. Recognize your inner critic. Become aware of the words that you are using, and you will find that it's the same words that the narcissist constantly use towards you or other people. You start repeating those things because you hear them so often that you no longer see them as something of the narcissist, and you internalize them, and now you start repeating that to yourself. Even if it means you must write them down so that you can start seeing the pattern when it starts showing. So you can remove yourself from that, and that you can turn that inner voice around and move it to something kind to yourself and more positive. Secondly, start a daily practice of kindness. How do you do that? You journal, you daydream, do things that will feed you, that will bring the softness back into you. The easiest way perhaps is to ask, what would I do for another person when I want to show them kindness? When they are going through a difficult situation, what would my actions be? What would I like to do for them to make it a little bit lighter for them? And then do that for yourself. Because we will want to do for others where we will feel that it will be easier for us, because we're living from our world within into the outside world. And so if you know what will lift it for you, it's much easier for you to then apply it to yourself. Take yourself once a week for a treat. Go and have a coffee in a beautiful coffee shop. Take a long bath if that's what you need. Get up earlier over the weekend and find your comfortable spot in the house and daydream. Just do things that are gentle and kind, but you do it only for yourself, for nobody else. It must only feed you. That is the kindness that we are talking about. And remember, kindness is not a weakness. The narcissist saw your kindness as an opening to get in and use it against you. Kindness is the most beautiful human trait that we can have. It leads us to compassion and understanding, to be supportive to each other, to be just a nice person to be around. And people often will draw will be drawn towards kind people because that is what they need. And that kind person just gives it freely and easily. Next time when you think your kindness is a weakness, I want you to focus on this. Kind people are strong. People who need to break people down are weak. They cannot stand that other people might be stronger than them, and they will work to break them down. So as a strong person, it's easy for you to be kind. Remember that. You are not weak. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are love. I wish you best as you move forward on this path. Remember to master your beliefs. You will master your future. Be very kind to yourself during this process, and we will chat soon.